Hey guys, it's Matt V with AFCO here, and today I'm going to teach you how to tie an FG knot. Especially with using all the heavy leader we've had with the bluefin here, or if you just want to get a slight advantage with being able to use a little bit longer fluorocarbon leader, this is a phenomenal knot to be able to tie. The biggest advantage of this knot is that your tag end is facing back towards you. So the reason that's a big advantage is when you're casting or letting line off the reel. You've probably had it, if your connection knot goes through the guides, your connection knot will clunk through the guides and it'll ruin your cast. Great thing about an FG knot is since the mono or fluoro is not doubled over, it's thinner, and the tag end's facing back towards the reel, so the tag end won't catch on the guides when it's going out of the rod. So without further ado, we'll get into tying this. So first thing you'll do, you have your spectra here, and you're going to wrap this around your pinky finger. I will usually go this in my less dominant hand, so I'm right-handed, so I'm going to wrap the braid around my left pinky, and I'm going to wrap it through a bunch of times, and I'll pull tight. Very important here is this braided line needs to be tight the entire time. So your pinky might start to turn purple a little bit. That's okay. You're going to live. Your pinky's not going to die. All right, and to start, you'll overlap the two pieces of line in a cross section like this. You lay the braid or your mono or fluoro over top of the braid, and then you're going to start wrapping the braid around it. So basically, in order to do that, you'll take your line. I usually start through the bottom, but it doesn't matter. You can start through the top or bottom. So cross it over, pull it behind, and then pull it back straight. And you're going to repeat this process 16 times, just alternating top and bottom. Big thing here is you want to keep everything tight. Just with all knot tying, the tighter it is to start, the stronger it's going to be when you're getting out there and fishing. So as I'm tying this, keeping all four pieces of line under control, sometimes I'll just grab my twists right here, and that'll help hold everything in place. Okay, now that I have my 16 wraps, now we're going to go ahead and finish this. So to finish this, you'll remove this, and then you're going to make 2 half hitches over top of the leader material and your braided line here. So make your 2 half hitches, pull it down, and then you're going to get this nice and tight and cinch this down as tight as you possibly can. From here, once you have those 2 half hitches done, now we're going to cinch our knot down. Get this as tight as you possibly can. And really what you want to see is in this section of the knot, you can see the color slightly different than out here. That means that braid here is cinched down and has grabbed whatever leader material you have. You want to be able to see that little color change here. So it doesn't show up all that great on white, but on some of the colored braids, it shows up really, really nice. You're typically not going to get a lot of color change out at the end of the knot, but that's okay. You want to have at least half of the knot really bit down on your line here. Once you have that finished, we're going to go ahead and trim our tag end from here. So I will usually trim my tag end to there's a slight angle, and that just kind of makes it easier to finish up here. So we're going to then finish this off by doing some alternating half hitches here. And you're going to want to try and get those half hitches up over top of the tag end to kind of cover that up a little bit. And there's no real rhyme or reason to how many half hitches here. Just kind of do as many half hitches as you feel you need to finish the knot. I usually do 2. I usually start with 2 either way, and then if I need more to cover up my tag end, I can add more. So once I've got all my half hitches done, I'll cinch those tight, and then we're going to trim our braid once again. And there you have it. There's how to tie an FG knot. Super, super thin, super, super strong, goes through the guides phenomenal. All right, guys, so the FG knot is definitely a much easier knot to tie when you're not on the boat. Really, you got to hold the braid needs to be held tight, and that can be kind of difficult to do on a boat or if you don't have some way to anchor your line. So when you're on the boat, the way I usually do it is I will go up to the side of the boat where all the rod racks are. I'm going to put my rod in a rod holder, And then from there, I have something that's going to hold my rod in place. So then I can use that as leverage to keep my line tight. And I can go to start tying my knot. It's definitely still not quite as easy as it is when you're on land, but when you're out on a boat and you need to get it done, this is a very effective way to do this. You can use like the side of the rod holders that are on the side of the boat, or if you have a tackle box as rocket launchers, you can set your rod in there. Really just anything to hold the rod still, so that way you can have your braid tight as you're tying your line.